Yo, what's going on, guys? Boy, PaddaKillz here, man. I am back with another NHL 21 video. Today's video is interesting. My reaction to the Maple Leafs losing the first round again this year. Last night, if you didn't know, they lost 3-1 at the Montreal Canadiens in Game 7 of the first round. And it's been kind of that recipe for Toronto, man. Falling short and not getting over just not getting over the slump, man. You know, they've just been in this. They come in. You know, they have a good regular season, and then round one, they just ended up always losing either 7 games, it feels like. So, this team really reminds me of a lot of teams. I can give a lot of examples of what teams. They remind me of Washington earlier on, when Washington used to choke. But the difference is the Capitals used to get out of the first round. I think this team hasn't won a playoff series since 2004. I was born in 2003. So the last time the Maple Leafs won a playoff series, I was 1 year old. Not even one. I was probably like 9 months of age. That's crazy, bro. But nonetheless, drop a like, subscribe, and to be honest with you, I'm very surprised this happened this year. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised." I thought this was their best year to honestly get out of the slump. You know, just get over the hurdle and make it to the next round. Because you look at the divisions, they're not facing Boston, they're not facing any of these hard teams. They're facing Montreal, and then they'll face Winnipeg or Edmonton. The Canadian division, in my opinion, was the easiest division, and I feel like this was Toronto's best chance to get to the conference finals, and they blew it. I mean, I'm not saying Montreal's a bad team, because at the end of the day, you got to give credit where credit's due. Montreal, they did a good job. They were down 3-1 in this series. They came back. Carey Price played amazing. They had 2 games in Game 5 and Game 6 where they almost blew the lead, but you know, they stuck with it and they won the game. And credit to my man Carey Price. He's shown in year out he's one of the best goalies to ever play this game. I think he's the best goalie of the generation. And just how calm he is, how poised he is. I really hope he gets a cup one day. He's just that good. But I know a lot of people are overreacting on Twitter, you know, saying, "Oh, the Leafs should blow it up." And in my opinion, should they blow it up? I don't know. I definitely think right now the best thing to do is not to overreact. I think the worst case right now you can do is overreact. And I know they're probably not going to do that, but it's just interesting to me to see Twitter just overreacting, saying, "Oh, they should trade him. They should trade him." Like, no, they shouldn't. Matthews should stay. I know Matthews did not have a good playoffs, but he should stay. I know Tavares was injured. I think Muzzin was hurt too. Let's be real, John Tavares. We don't know if he's healthy. Does he win this? Does he win them this series? Maybe he does. Because they just need that extra offensive push. Let's be real. They needed to score goals. They didn't. They needed some leadership. They didn't have it. So maybe if Tavares wasn't hurt, they win this series. But again, it's unlucky. But it is what it is. Still, with all this talent on your team, I think you should definitely be able to score some goals and get out of that round. First off, I don't know why Joe Thornton is on the power play. He's not. He's so old. Like, that's not even no disrespect to Thornton. Joe Thornton is one of the best players to play the game. But he's not. He's at a point in his career that I don't even think he should be on the third line, let alone the top power play. I don't understand what that is from coaching. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's one thing I've always noticed. Maple Leafs power play needs to be better. But you got all these offensive weapons. Marner, you're paying these guys big money, and they just don't score. Matthews and Marner, I think, had both 1 goals this playoffs. Even in previous playoffs, Marner hasn't performed. And I think if you're Toronto, one thing I do this offseason, I look at trade packages with Marner. Now, I'm not going to say I trade him. You got to look at his market right now. You got to see what you can get, because maybe you can get something good. The thing is, you do not want to trade Marner for someone that's not at least as good as Marner, because that's the worst thing you can do. As a championship contender, I know they haven't made it the first round, but they're still a contender. You do not want to trade away your pieces and not get something as valued back. That's one thing. Chicago did that in 2017. As a Blackhawk fan, we got swept by Nashville. Next thing you know, we trade Panarin for Saad. We trade Yarmerson, and then we missed the playoffs. So you got to be really careful with these decisions. I think they got Jack Campbell as a free agent. Jack Campbell played amazing in my opinion. Do I think he's a #1 goalie? I don't know. I think this was his first year kind of as like the #1 guy. We'll see next year. We've seen it with goaltenders who have a good half a season in the playoffs, and then they come back to earth, I guess. Like we saw it with, I felt like last year, we saw it with Goldobin. In previous years, I think Tim Thomas was an example of that. Goalies are always weird in my opinion, because sometimes we don't know if Campbell will be for sure #1, but he played good. You can't put the blame on him. I think the best thing for the Maple Leafs to do is just relax. I know it sucks, but just relax. And someone just honking outside my house, man. I don't know what they're doing, but I would just relax, guys. But looking at this team, I'm gonna kind of go more in depth now on what I should do. So here's the thing. But you know, I've said this over and over again. Don't do not blow up this team. Maybe trade Marner, but I honestly doubt they're gonna trade Marner. They're probably gonna make some small moves. Run it back. People are overreacting. I just say run it back, man. We saw with Tampa Bay, they were struggling, but again, it's hard because the difference between Tampa Bay is the Lightning. They made it to the finals in 2015. They made it out the first round, I think, in every single year, and they'd always lose in the conference finals. And then, yeah, they choked that one year. 2019, they got swept in the first round. They choked. But with the Maple Leafs, it's different because they haven't even gotten out of the first round. That's the sad part. So I would say don't blow up the roster. Try to see what packages you can get for Mitch Marner. But I would be hesitant to trade him because I still think he's a good player. It's crazy because I remember people were comparing Mitch Marner to Patrick Kane a couple years ago. And I'm just laughing at that now. But try to look at for Mitch Marner trades. Don't trade him right away. If there's a trade, I would pull the trigger. I just think, I don't know. This team, it feels like previous years they needed grit. This year, I think they acquired that grit. They got guys like Joe Thornton, Wayne Simmons, Nick Foligno. It seems like this year they needed offense more than anything, which is interesting because there was a offensive scorer, Taylor Hall, available on the market earlier this year. He probably could have helped this team, maybe score a couple power play goals. Like I said, it's so hard because, you know, I know a lot of people said they expected Toronto to lose. Let's be real. I feel like a lot of people said the Leafs would lose just because of the Leafs. I know Toronto fans, I'm very sorry for you. This is not a video to make fun of you guys, man. I know the pain. I feel it. I'm sorry for you guys that you guys had to go through countless years of disappointment. I honestly wish the best for you guys. I was rooting for y'all this year because I want to see y'all do good. I feel bad for you guys. It is what it is, man. I think the best thing you can do is just not overreact. I know it's tough. You know, it's always tough losing a playoff series that you know you have a good team with, and you know that this team's talented, but just hasn't displayed it. I would say the best thing for y'all Leaf fans, just take a deep breath, man, and just at least you guys aren't Buffalo, all right? At least you guys aren't the Buffalo Sabres, who are like, at least you guys make the playoffs, right? There's a lot of teams who don't, but I understand the disappointment. I would say just relax. And just hope for the best next year, man. I mean, again, you guys are probably tired of hearing that every single year. Again, like I said, this is kind of like my reactions. There's a lot of moves that people are saying. Seth Jones is available right now. Maybe y'all try to trade for him. I don't know. See, there's a lot of different things. Mitch Marner, is his trade value even that high right now with his cap hit? It's interesting. And also, shout out to Nylander, man. He played amazing this playoffs. Like, he played great. Shout out to him. He was good. But like I said, man, it's interesting because a lot of Leafs, it's crazy because, like I said, man, what do you guys do now? I mean, that's completely up to you guys. Drop a like, subscribe, channel if you guys are new, man. And I was going to make a video in Edmonton, but I'll probably do that a little bit later on what they should do. Edmonton's a whole different. I think they got to completely change that team, especially with the depth. But drop a like. Again, I'm very sorry for the Maple Leaf fans. Peace out.